Hey, good evening, folks. It's your boy Iceberg Bricks here, and welcome to On the Icebox with Iceberg Bricks. My guest tonight is RuBrick. It's the infamous AFOL community member, one of the OGs, and we say OGs is one of the original folks that really was a pioneer in the community and helped mold it to what it is today. And with that, we'll say hello to RuBricks. How you doing, good sir?
Hey, and good evening, everyone. It's an honor and a privilege to be here. Thanks for the shout out. Thanks for reaching out to me for this hangout. I'm excited. I've been away from the bricks for a while, but I am coming back in with 2 fists, and I'm coming at it hard.
Right, all right, man. I like it, man. I like it. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I'm it definitely is an honor you coming on the show, big time for me. Especially, being that you're one of the pioneers, and with your time away and coming back, I definitely appreciate that you picked this show to
Yeah,
make your grand entrance. So
yeah.
thank you so much, sir. I appreciate it, and so I'm gonna try to give you the best interview of your life.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure that I'm not sure that I'm one of the original. I'm just a guy that kind of popped in there somewhere a couple of years ago, but I'm not one of the greats, and I'm not one of the originals. Just throwing that out there.
I got you. I got you. I got you. You are the knight. No, I got you. So good, sir. How did you even get into Lego, and how old were you when you first found the love for Lego?
Well, as is with most young children, I found Lego at an early age, um, and then I dabbled for quite some time until I found out about probably girls at some point in my early youth. Started chasing girls and left the brick alone, and then it was 3 years ago now. I guess we're coming up on our 3 year anniversary into out of our dark ages. So I've got 2 kids from a previous marriage. They came out and trying to do like some quality time with my kids, and we really went to Toys R Us looking for a puzzle. We figured,
Okay.
let's go to Toys R Us. Let's grab a puzzle. We'll sit down at the dining room table and build a puzzle for a couple hours. That could be something you can kind of talk over. And really didn't find any puzzles that tickled our fancy. And as we're walking by the Lego aisle, I'm like, what's that over there?
Uh-huh.
And and we found a. It was one of the police stations. No, I
Mm-hmm.
take that back. I think it was one of the fire stations. Yeah, police station or fire
Fire
station.
station.
It was like 40% off. It was marked because the box was crushed.
Mm-hmm.
40% off. And we said, well, that's kind of like a puzzle. I can justify that. I looked at my son. I looked at my daughter. What do you think? And they gave me the thumbs up. We came home, and with one of those bigger sets, all right, you get directions in a bag, and you get directions in a bag, and you get
Uh-huh.
directions in a bag. And we sat around and started building. And a couple hours later, when we
Uh-huh.
finished, we were ready to go back and get another set. We waited till the next day, and it was all over. It was all over, but the crying. The kids went home, and the wife and I went back
Mm-hmm.
and got more Lego sets, and then we had just bought a new house, and
Mm-hmm.
I think my wife was into Pinterest, trying to figure out how to decorate the rooms and how to fill this new house of ours. And
Mm-hmm.
she saw something that popped up one day that was Lego, and it was something that had been built with no instructions, and it was just use your imagination. One of the greats on Flickr or one of the other pages out there, and we
Yeah.
were just in awe that people could do that with Lego. It didn't look like Lego anymore. We were just amazed.
Right.
Um,
Right.
and then we thought, well, we need to do something like that. Then we really got sucked in with the city, the whole, the city sets, and then we saw other people that had been building their cities. We got sucked into Jang bricks early.
Yeah, that's easy to
And
do. That's easy.
yeah,
That's easy to
yeah.
do. Hmm.
I think it was probably his zoo that he was working on at the time, and
Hmm.
we're just amazed, and it was every payday going down and finding something new. And then I see a lot of familiar names in the chat. So hello
Right.
everyone. Um,
Yes, they.
and I think it was Jeremy and Andrea from Port City Bricks. They were the very first live stream I was on with, I believe.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
I hopped on with them, um, and then met a really, really great group of people,
Hmm.
and got sucked into the community, and knowing people and hanging out. It was every Saturday night, and then
Uh-huh.
again every Sunday morning. It became
Wow.
difficult to stay up late with the Saturday night crew, and then wake up again Sunday morning, with
Hmm.
all the Aussies on the AP stream. But what a
Right. Right.
great, great group of people in the Lego community, and it's been a great ride. So
Man, I tell
that's
you
that's,
what.
that's the
I
long and
tell you
skinny of
what.
it.
I'm looking. I'm listening to you talk, and I'm looking at the chat at the same time. These folks really, your family, your Lego family, miss you,
Right,
man. So
right,
yeah, they definitely do, man. So you,
yeah,
as much love as you have for them, which it sound like you miss them, man.
yeah,
They miss you. They miss you right back, man.
yeah. I do, I do. Hey, 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 no more. How y'all doing? MD, how's it going?
Also, I
Uh,
guess that's a topic that we're gonna have to cover. Your new
yeah.
lumberjack life. We'll get to that. So tell me,
uh,
Rue, what
yeah.
are your Lego aspirations? What's the next big project for you?
So those of you that are familiar with our YouTube channel and our Instagram page, you see where we started with the city, where it went, and then you probably saw the disassembly of it.
Hmm.
Well, we're building it back up. We said probably 8 to 9 months ago that we were going to tear it down to build it back up, bigger, better, stronger, um, and we're pushing hard. We're trying to get it there. So that's what we're currently working on.
Okay.
Lego aspirations. Where would I like to end up? Me and my wife
Hmm.
would like to be someday up there with the greats. There are a bunch of really, really superb builders out there. People that are they're artists, working in the medium of
Hmm.
Lego bricks, and it is fabulous to see what people create, and when those individuals, when the greats share their work with the community,
Right.
and people are touched, people are moved, people are inspired to do great things themselves. I think that is really powerful. So I would like to
Right.
be, in maybe 5, 6, 7 years down the road, be um, be among some of the really, really great creators,
Hmm.
that you see on Flickr and Instagram, and um, hopefully we can really fine tune our craft and inspire people to kind of dabble in plastic.
Yes.
Ideally, if we got big enough that we got sponsored by Lego, and we didn't have to spend the exorbitant amount of money from our own paychecks on Lego, then I think that's the win. That's the win-win for us.
Oh
So
yeah,
that's
absolutely.
that's where we'd like to
Absolutely.
end up.
Okay. So tell me, when you get down to it, you and your wife, when y'all get down to it, and you're mapping everything out, how do you best describe the work that you do with Lego?
Um, so we plan, build, and then come back to the plans. I mean, I really
Hmm.
think that we're still learning, and I'm looking over to the side because I'm looking at the city. Um, that's a difficult question to ask. I know that
Hmm.
we're inspired by really great builders. Um, I see. I think you take something away from everybody you meet. Everyone you meet, you should take something away from. Either you want to emulate that specific characteristic of an individual, or you
Right.
want to make sure that you never do what that person is doing. But
Hmm.
but you're meeting people all the time. So as we meet other Lego projects, we find we're learning. So we're picking up techniques, we're learning techniques, we're seeing how people are developing their cities, and really seeing how we can use those techniques to kind of put our own twist on it and make our city what we would like it to be. And as
Okay.
and simply put, that's as realistic as possible by using Lego. So
Yeah.
that's
Okay. All right. So let's break off for a minute. How do you tell me? How did you come across? No More, Ozzy, Cool Kid Bricks. Those group of guys that um, and the folks that the characters from the AP stream. How did you
yeah.
meet those guys?
My first stream was I think it was the 24-hour stream.
Hmm.
And I'm sure someone will say in the chats. I don't remember what that. Maybe that was the. I think that was the 1 year anniversary for
Hmm.
for the for like the Lego live stream community.
Okay.
So I was really introduced to everyone at that time, and then with a good group of people, I just kind of built on those relationships and kind of hung out until I pissed people off and pushed people away. And people are what they are, and we're a strange animal. Um,
Right. Right.
we just kind of met some really great people and built some great relationships. In fact, I was hanging out with Cool Kid Bricks and Port City Bricks this past weekend.
Okay.
Port City, they rented a beach house down in Maryland and cooked a big early Thanksgiving dinner for us, and it was
Right.
absolutely fabulous to take people that are on the other side of that screen that we had talked to for so long and hang out an entire weekend and not really touch
Hmm.
Lego, but because we had built on the relationships, it was awesome.
And that's what it's all about. It's
Sure.
forming relationships, and like you
Yeah.
said, and what I'm getting from you is that as you build with these bricks, with these Legos, you're also building friendships that last
Sure.
a long lifetime. So
Yeah.
that's definitely positive. Um, let's see. Tell me about what's unique about your building process.
Um, I don't think that I really do anything uh, unique. I think I'm doing the same thing that other people are uh,
Hmm.
are doing. Okay, so I guess what we did with the haunted house, um, you know, we got into Lego well after a lot of sets were already retired, and
Hmm.
the Monster Fighters haunted house was just a super great build.
Right.
But because it was retired, it was too expensive for us to justify spending that much money on it. So we decided we're just going to bricklink all the parts. Well, sand
Hmm.
green at the time was not as abundant as it is now. So we figured, well, we'll just build it in a different color. So instead of the sand green, we built it in the dark tan. We thought, well, you know, if we're going to change one thing, let's add more detail to it. And instead of building it out of bricks, we built it out of plates. So because we built it out of plates, it allowed us to add more distress, more texture, and just a little bit more character to the Monster Fighters Haunted House. So took an already great set, kind of put our own twist on it in the form of building it out of plates. Now it was we changed the color really to try to save money, but by building out of plates, I think we grossly increased the price of Lego, grossly increased the price that we spent on it. Because we had, I think there's probably 1,200 1x2 plates in the Monster Fighters Haunted House. If you add in all the 1x1s and all the tiles, and then we detailed the interior, we grossly went over budget on that, but it was worth it, I think.
Yeah, it definitely was. I was looking at the photos, so yeah, definitely. So you do have hobbies outside of Lego. Yes, it's shocking. A lot of folks don't believe it, but can you tell us with those outside hobbies, do you bring that outside hobby into your hobby of Lego and your mugs?
Yeah, you know, and in the pre-show talking with you, I guess I didn't realize that that's probably where my love of the rock work comes from. So on the front side of our time off this summer, when we pushed away from Lego, my wife and I went to Europe. We flew to Germany, and then we backpacked over the Alps. We hiked 100 miles in 7 days, hiking through Germany, Austria, and Italy. And the Alps were absolutely beautiful. But before that, we had hiked portions of the Appalachian Trail. So those being up in the mountains, we really love Colorado. We've driven cross country many times, and I think the mountains really does something. It tugs at my heartstrings and really inspires me to try to create something with lots of texture, nice lines, and something that is really, you know, resemblance of you know, real cliffs and rock sides and, you know, sides of mountains. So yeah, I'd say that is a great impact that my non-Lego hobbies has on my building. Yeah.
Okay.
So thank you for bringing that to my attention. I didn't realize that till I talked to you.
Yes, indeed. You know, so this building with the Lego, is it therapeutic for you, or is it just hobby?
Oh no, it is definitely therapeutic. You know, I'm a retired Marine. I did 20 years in the Marine Corps, and for many years as a platoon sergeant, as just a young and fiery devil dog. I knew when to turn it on and turn it off. I could get knee deep in somebody, and then a couple of minutes later turn it off, and you know, I could push away. And you know, as I've gotten older, I realized that I had that switch turned on longer than I had it turned off, and so you know, I think Ozzy really said that he uses Lego as a means to decompress. And I didn't realize that until after I had already been into Lego for a year, that it was soothing. Even whether I'm building, whether I'm working on a new design, or I'm just straightening up the Lego room, which seems like I have to do it pretty soon. It is nice to organize and decompress. I come up here to the Lego room, and I don't have to yell at the Lego parts because they're just gonna sit there and they're gonna do exactly what I tell them. I take my
Right.
time. I feel like I've got to answer to people on YouTube, and I apologize for everybody out there that has been asking me for a long time to do a city update.
Mm-hmm.
We've got one in the works. We're gonna make one, but other than that, I really don't have anybody to answer to. You know, the wife and I, we work great together. She's very
Right.
artistic, and this is definitely a means of decompression, a way that I can come up here and just kind of mellow out, and
Right.
it calms me definitely. So it's not
Okay.
just a hobby. Yeah.
Okay. You said Lego is a means to decompress. So with that, has your love for Lego ever helped you persevere through a difficult situation?
Oh, definitely. You know, probably a year ago, I had, you know, I had my pee pants pulled up a little bit too high, and I got
Mm-hmm.
butt hurt because some stuff was going around, and you know, I had to push away a little bit, and I had to humble myself and realize that I'm not going to make everybody happy all the time,
Right.
and really need to just remember what is important, and what's important are the good individuals that are out there, the good, wholesome, kind, polite. There's a bunch of really good people. You know, the world's in a shitty place right now.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
in in Lego is good. So knowing that this is my safe space, I've been able to come up here and build. It's allowed me to reflect, kind of look inside of me and figure out what's important. And um, you know, I heard a long time ago, don't sweat the small stuff. P.S.
Yeah.
It's all small stuff,
Right.
and you know, just not get wrapped around the axle. So um, I'm back. I'm happy, and I'm ready to
Mm-hmm.
push. So yeah, I think it's allowing me to succeed as a human, as a
Right.
as a as a viable member of society. Um,
Okay.
I just want everybody to be happy. I want everybody to be happy. I want everybody to be good,
Right.
and you know, for things to be better than they are. I don't think that's too
Right.
much to ask. So yeah.
Yeah, I think we all have our due diligence to make sure that the
Mhm.
world is better, than we received it. So, any community should be in a better shape than what we received it. We should, it's not us to tear down. So, um, with that, I want you to reflect on all those magnificent bills that you have. Which one of those were the most difficult?
Um, I would say so. I would say that what was most difficult was the the Instagram picture a day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you go back and look at Instagram, I've deleted a lot of stuff that I didn't think was up to snuff. Anything that didn't have, you know, that didn't go over all that well, people that was not well received. I've deleted some of those. So there are some gaps in my 365-day challenge. I made it for about 6 months, and I was strapped. I was racking my brain trying to come up with something pithy, not just build
Mm-hmm.
something and throw it up on Instagram, but to take whether it was you know, just like a play on words, or
Mm-hmm.
take a fig that inspired me and make a vignette for that fig, or make a scene from a movie that I had seen. Um, so that was probably the most difficult to devote time every day. And if you go back and look at Instagram, a lot of those pictures, um, those were made the day of. Spent 30 minutes, 25 to 30 minutes trying to get a good solid picture lights and you know, photo editing just to kind of wash out some of the background, but trying to be meticulous and provide what I would classify as a good, solid product worthy of an Instagram post. I think that because that time schedule, because I put that challenge on myself, that would be the most difficult. Yeah, the haunted house was, we were following instructions, so the blueprints were out there, the instructions were out there. We had a floor plan. We just changed bricks to plates and then added some distressing. The rock work, excuse me, I really enjoy that rock work. And just a little plug here. I've got about 7,000 pieces of Lego coming in an order for the rock work just around our city square. So over the next couple of next 2 or 3 weeks, we should see some really great stuff. I'm excited for that.
Oh, me too, man.
And then, you know, probably the greengrocer, I would think, would be the next thing. Trying to find, you know, I call it controlled chaos a lot of times. Making something look distressed, random without, you know, making it look random without being too chaotic and following some type of rhythm or rule. It's difficult.
Right, yeah.
Fun.
Yeah. But you do it well, sir. You do it well, and you know, I'm not the only one that agrees here.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your words.
So, what was your most of all the memorable interactions you had with the AFOL community and the TFOL community? What was your most memorable interaction you had someone regarding the Lego hobby?
The most memorable event? What are you saying? The most memorable what now?
Oh, the most memorable, yeah, interaction.
Okay, yeah. You know, as a, I just, I'm flooded with memories of the Saturday streams, and the post shows on Saturday stream. There was just, you know, that's whenever the gloves came off, and we were probably 2 or 3 beers into, into the evening, and then the AP stream, that was great. This past weekend, you know, like I said, I'm still talking with Port City. Hey, Jeremy and Andrea, how's it going? But you know, No More and I don't talk as much as we used to, but I still feel like he's such an awesome individual. He's one of those people that I can just, you know, can hop on a live stream right after this, or like not a live stream, but a Google Hangout, and he and I can just pick up. He's just a good human.
Yes.
So I think
Yes,
I'm most, and of course I have to mention my wife, because she's awesome. She's just as into this plastic as I am, and she's super supportive. So first and foremost, I got to mention the wife, and then of course Philly Brick Fest. That was great. So I know every question you've asked me, I've given you like 2 or 3 answers. It just lets you know that I noticed that. But always better to give too much than not enough, right?
Absolutely. Not too bad. Not too bad. All right, folks. We're at the half-hour mark. If you're just tuning in, this is on the Icebox with IB, and my guest tonight is the one and only RuBrick. He laid out the law, and we welcome him back into the fold. He's got some wonderful stuff coming forward, and we're going to look at some of the wonderful stuff that he has already posted. So with that, let me share my screen, good sir, and we're going to rap a bit about you.
Super.
All right, and there we go. There's the magic.
So
All right.
that screenshot right there that I use, so that's my Instagram profile picture,
Uh-huh.
and that is a it's a study aid for my wife. She's in med school, and I
Okay.
thought that that was absolutely perfect to put the little skeleton guy
Mm-hmm.
with the skull. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and then the headphones, they just worked on there, and I liked it so much. My wife is not all that tickled that that is our Instagram profile picture, but I dig it.
Right. Just so you know, tell her it's Hamlet. You know, it's Hamlet. You
Yeah.
know that they play Hamlet with
Yeah.
it. So how did you come up with the name RuBrick?
So that is the first two letters of my last name. So Ru,
Uh-huh.
R-U, and the brick makes sense. So rubric in because it sounds like a grading rubric. If those of you that have been in classes or college classes, whatever, and then also
Mm-hmm.
often mispronounced is the Rubik's cube,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
rubric. So it just kind of it sounds like something. Sounds like it could be more than it is, and it just made sense. It flowed.
Yeah. Okay. Good creativity for a creative person. So I like it. I do. I like it. So what's
So
the start we have here?
yeah, and I can't take credit for this design.
Okay.
Actually, Port City
Mm-hmm.
found this picture on Flickr. They found the
Mm-hmm.
design for this on Flickr, and
Mm-hmm.
when I was chatting with them one day, um, they directed me to it, and I kind of used that building style to replicate what you see here. This
Mm-hmm.
building style, this structure will be used in the upcoming city,
Mm-hmm.
um, and it's like a castle tower. So the new
Right.
city is going to be on the premise of like a European city that has got the remaining castle walls. So those of you that
Mm-hmm.
have been to Europe and know that some of the older, well-established cities that have still got the walls up, still have the powder towers and the guard towers, even though there's new city buildings where there's a skyscraper, 100 feet away. I was really impressed whenever I went to Germany to see an awesome, a really great balance between the old and new, and that's really what we're going to try to do with our city rebuild. So there's going to be old castle walls surrounding the new city square, and there will be hopefully what will be a nice blend of old and new together. So
Okay. Very awesome. I like it. I like it. I do. I love castle stuff. I do. I'm a
yeah.
big fan of castle stuff.
And that
So
was
this
a
vignette. Tell us
yeah,
about this vignette you have here.
that was a mock that I built for Father's Day last year. I hosted the Saturday Father's Day stream, and
Mm-hmm.
I had a couple of people on the stream, and the challenge was to build something that makes them think of Father's Day or something that represents Father's Day. So this was a picture of my dad riding on a motorcycle, and I imagine through the hills or through the the cavern walls of Nevada or something like that, through the desert.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Very detailed. Is that start of that rocky terrain there.
Sure.
So that's the
Yeah.
start of it. All right. Tell us about this vignette on the you have on the left here.
Yeah. So what is that? Oh, they're in Australia. What's his name? Uh, Somebody in the chats can probably let us know. It's I'm Rick James Bricks. He's got a Lego store over in
Oh.
Australia. So he sent
Uh-huh.
me a fig, and I created a vignette, and it was
Mm-hmm.
Rick James with Rick James Bricks, and the quote was, "Super freaks and Lego geeks, one of these you would take home to your mother," something like that.
Right.
It was kind of a play on words. It was kind of a mashup of Rick James and Rick James Bricks. I don't think he was all that impressed with being called a geek, because whenever I tagged him in it, he was hesitant to repost it. I actually had to ask him, kind of like rattle his cage a couple of days later. Hey, did you not see the picture I posted, blah, blah, blah? And he's like, oh, okay, yeah, I saw it. I've just not. He actually changed the wording a little bit. I don't think he appreciated being called a Lego geek. I am a hardcore Lego geek, and maybe over in Australia it needs something a little bit different. I thought that was comical, though. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with being a Lego geek. There's nothing wrong. Nothing wrong at all. So tell us about this vignette you have here on the right.
Yeah, so there's a joke about a coffin being carried out of a church. It falls out, slides down the stairs, goes across the street into a pharmacy. It hits the pharmacy, and the dead corpse sits up and says, "Do you have anything to stop this coffin?" So I put wheels on the coffin, and then put the coffin back in it, and then made the doctor. So his wheels on the coffin, obviously the coffin rolling. Do you have anything to stop this coffin? So I think the verbiage for it was something along that. I really like the gingerbread guy, and I thought that he was going in for a checkup. Hence the big check in the background.
Right, gotcha.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. You hit the nail on the head on that one.
Yeah.
All right. So what we have here?
Been through the desert on a horse with no name. So I heard a song one day, and then I created that. So there was like I think I had just ordered those skeleton horses only because the Bricklink order I had, the Bricklinker that I was ordering from had those in there. And I'm bad about just going in and seeing what else they've got. Whatever store I go into, I check my 2x4 color palette selection, and then see if they've got anything cool in his inventory, that his or her inventory that I don't have. I had just gotten that. That song came on the radio, and I thought that I would try to make a vignette that would represent that. So you get the dead tree, and then the skeletons, and the skeletons walking through the desert.
Okay, got it. Awesome.
And all of these were built in just one afternoon, and just maybe anywhere from an hour to 2 or 3 hours, trying to play around with different ideas. But yeah.
That's actually like a skill builder too. As a quick skill builder, instead of doing a grand mock, you could just do these tiny ones here. That's a good skill builder. Very good. I like it. Yeah.
Thank you. This was there was a movie, and I can't remember the name of it. It's got Leonardo DiCaprio. And in the movie, he walks out on his pier, and he's looking out at the city lights of New York, I think. I bet someone in the chats can tell us what movie that is, because I don't remember. It's the Great Gatsby. That's what it is.
Great Gatsby. Okay.
Yeah. So that's kind of like the green glow of a light coming from the other side of the water, or maybe something in the water. But it's at night, and there's fog, and there's a green hue to it. So that's Leonardo DiCaprio standing on the edge of his pier.
Okay. Awesome. Got here.
Yeah, so that was I was kind of playing around with curves. You know, everything in most things in Lego for many, many years, everything in Lego was just blocks. And then we've been slowly introduced to curves. So I'm still infatuated by making something curved out of Lego. So this was supposed to be like like the Pepsi dot. Is it the Pepsi dot? And then I thought, well, maybe it's an M&M. And then I thought, well, Eminem, so he's a hardcore rapper, right? And then so I put a gun in his hand, and I don't remember the catchphrase on this, but this was kind of me just playing around, and I really liked. This was also me playing around with distressed walls. You can see where it would be like maybe a stucco wall or a cinder block wall, and some of the paint or the concrete has fallen away, and you can see some of the brick being exposed behind it. So it was kind of just a chance for me to use that kind of that dot, that M&M or a Pepsi dot. I don't remember the verbiage for the post on, you know, standing in front of a wall.
Okay. Well, he's look a little armed and dangerous.
Yeah.
All right, that's a familiar face right there.
Yeah, so that's Cool Kid Bricks, and this was an homage to CKB. I think he was gonna host a stream, so I was kind of advertising for him. And the thing was, he's part Asian, part cool, and part something else, and we're not really sure what. We just know that he's a good guy, so that's why you see the background is broken up into 3 different pieces. If you're familiar with his Lego City, he's got the bamboo forest, and then like the icework, the trans blue, showing, you know, representing ice. Maybe he's cool, right? And then just all the chaos, the something else that we're not real sure what he is. You know, so he's cool, but it also refers to his heritage or his background. I thought it was kind of a double play.
Okay, yeah, man, you nailed it. I like it. Really, and you get that very abstract feel to the background. His background
there. So one of my coworkers told me a joke. It was a goofy joke. He said, you know, why does a janitor take his broom to bed? It's to help him sweep at night. So I took the janitor fig, and then I put him in the pajama suits, like the pajama fig torso, and then made a bed, and then put the broom next to him, and then took all the janitor clothes and disassembled them like he got undressed to climb into bed with his broom. I loved that joke and loved that post. I thought it was great.
You know what? You just taught me something, because now, like, you know, off of those little catchphrases or those little jokes, here you make, you know, small creations off of those little one-liners.
Yeah,
that's pretty awesome. That's very innovative.
Thank you.
Huh. All right, we got the camping with the family. Tell us about this this build you got here.
Yeah, so this was a post just before one of our, I think it was probably our West Coast tour or our East Coast tour. So my wife's from Germany, so my in-laws flew in from Germany, and we rented an RV and drove from Erie to Maine, or from Erie to Boston, and then from Boston all the way down to Miami. Skirting the coastline all the way down. We did like 13 states and 18 state parks in 21 days. So, Those are the dog figs are to represent my our Dobermans, and
Okay.
that's the mother-in-law, the father-in-law, and me with my sig fig 1.0. I guess this was my original sig fig. No. This was sig fig 1.2, and then that's my wife's sig fig. So that's the RV in the background that we rented to take our trip.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. So you got the extended lens on the camera. Awesome touch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome touch. Yeah. I like it. Like it. All right. So now you got the Griswolds. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Good pick. B pick there.
This
Awesome
is
B pick. I forgot about this episode.
I think I came into Lego just as this the pig suit minifigure was in in stores. That's where we came out of our dark ages. So when as soon as I saw the pig suit fig, I immediately thought of the game show Pig and a Poke from the very beginning of National Lampoon's European Vacation, and I wanted to try to recreate that game show. So I had to buy four figs, and then put short legs and long legs, and then boy and girl faces, and then try to get pretty close to that. I guess like the little game show desk that they're standing at, the podium with the background. I get close. I think I would like to go back and try to do it even better. But that's probably one of the very first pictures that I posted on Instagram, and that will be near and dear to my heart. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. I'm glad I brought back the memory to you.
Yeah,
But you're very much on. You're very much onto that, especially that picture.
Thank you. Thanks.
So here we're taking a look inside. I guess this, maybe I'm speculating, maybe the center of your city. You got you got a little bit area downtown, like a center court area of your city. It's about this the shot we got right here.
Yeah. So this is the downtown, or I guess it's the city square of our original Lego city. So, my wife being from Germany, our cities have got a very old feel to them. I kind of think, or at least that's what we try to show, is in her hometown has got like a cobblestone roads and cobblestone town squares. So that's really what we tried to show right there. And then, of course, our Pig and a Poke family on their European vacation. This city is no longer standing, but it'll be back soon.
Okay. Okay. Awesome view. Very awesome. All right. What do we got going on in your town?
So this is the robbers, or the bad guys from the bank heist cops portion of the city Lego series. And then, so this was like a pizza delivery guy that was delivering pizza to the robbers' hideout, and as he comes up, he realizes that he might have chosen the wrong order to take that day.
Made the wrong left, huh? Made the wrong left. All right, awesome. So here we got a view of a shot of your city. You said, now this portion, well, this edition of your city is no longer, you said, no longer standing, right?
That's correct. Yeah. So we kept the tables, and that's about it. Everything completely got taken off, and we scrubbed. But as I guess this is probably not our final picture, because where the hospital is and the police station, There was the Ghostbusters headquarters, um,
Mm-hmm.
but you can see the iconic modulars. You know, some people don't particularly care for the Lego modulars. They don't like having the Lego modulars in their city because they're too plain. I think that Lego does a really great job at designing these modulars. They put a lot of great detail in it and also leave room for each builder to kind of customize and make that modular their own.
Mm-hmm.
So in us making our city, we really want to showcase the modulars for what they are, um,
Okay.
because they are such a great build. I don't see anything wrong with having modulars in a Lego city.
Mm-hmm.
And in at the same time, kind of putting our own spin on them.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Nice city layout. I like it.
Thank you.
So what do we? You got a shot down here. Can you tell us about this
Yeah.
shop that we
So
have here inside your
yeah,
town?
if you'll notice, that's two unicorns running across the road, and that's a brick built road.
Okay.
So that is bricks laid on
Mm-hmm.
their side.
Right.
And those of you that are not familiar with building techniques, it's called snot or studs, not on top. Um,
Ah. Okay.
Snot, SNOT. And then so we have all brick built roads throughout our city, and that is just to add an extra layer of detail. The more parts and pieces you use, the more lines you get, the more texture you get. And we have
Mm-hmm.
actually improved upon our roads from this picture. I think we saw a picture, I guess my wife found a picture on Pinterest of
Mm-hmm.
a builder that had made roads out of bricks, and then we just thought that it was absolutely fabulous and wanted to do that ourselves. After making this, we
Mm-hmm.
ran it in TMX Bricks, another fabulous builder.
Okay.
He's also got some really great brick built roads as well. But this
Right.
is, and there's something about all of the animal suit figures that people really like. Um, they're cute and they're fun. Um, I like to buy at least two of each fig and make one boy and one girl. So if you notice,
Mm-hmm.
one of those unicorns has got a blue horn to
Right.
represent the boy instead of the girl. If they ever come out with a pink unicorn horn, I'll end up putting that on my
Oh,
unicorn.
nice touch.
And then if you
Nice touch.
look in the background, I can't take credit for that fig. TF
This,
had
this
the what is
dancing
it?
cowboy.
The dancing cowboy, the New York naked
Dancing
cowboy.
cowboy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
dancing
So
cowboy.
yeah, so
Yeah.
back 5 years ago, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, there was a guy standing on the street corner of New York playing
Yeah.
his
Yeah.
guitar in his whitey tidies and his cowboy hat. So
Right.
I once I saw that, I just had to steal that idea. So thank you, TF.
Awesome. All right. Awesome. Awesome. Awesome touch. All right. So tell us about this mock that you're building here on the right.
Yeah, so that is the Monster Fighters haunted house. And for
Okay.
those of you that are not familiar with Lego Online, you go to lego.com and you can search all of the building instructions for just about every set out there. And then you
Mm-hmm.
can go to Bricklink and you can search for the multi-digit numerical code given to each set. You can search for that set, and you can order all of the individual parts to rebuild a set if it is discontinued. So,
Okay.
like I said
Okay.
before, we really like the Monster Fighters Haunted House. So if you'll see just behind it is the sand green Monster Fighters building instructions off of Lego.com. It was just a three book PDF document we downloaded, and we ordered all the individual parts. And you'll see 1x2 plates and 1x1 round plates, tiles, and a plethora of colors and elements and shapes and sizes in order to kind of get more distressing in a structure that has clearly been run down and abused or worn over the years. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. The texture, you definitely nailed it. It looks distressed, like with using the studs along with the the plates, and So I really liked it. Really like it. Really like it.
Thank you.
Definitely detail type of build. I like it.
Yeah.
I dig it.
Thank you. And so with the Monster Fighters Haunted House, I think they had like some, I don't remember the stone heads that were on the tops of the pillars on the front porch, but we ended up using the stone gargoyle heads that came with the gargoyle minifigure in the collectible series. That was series 14, I think, with just the series 14 collectible minifigs. It was all the spooky ones that came out around Halloween. So we took those figs, put them around our house, and then just kind of took. This was like a post or an update as to our progress thus far.
Okay. So you had the finishing product here.
Yeah, and there's the. That was a long time ago. Our building table is still brown. It hadn't been painted yet. So yeah, this is the final product of the Monster Fighters Haunted House reboot, as we call it.
Right.
I don't think anything we build is ever done. I've already got plans to go back. I've learned so much over the last 2 years. I would like to incorporate some of the techniques that I used in creating, like rebooting our rickety greengrocer. That is, we did the same thing with it. We built it out of plates, and then even more distressing, there's like a portion of it where like a whole corner is caved in, and there's like posts that are exposed, and you can see inside of it. And so I'd like to go back and distress the haunted house even more.
Okay.
That's in the works. Yeah.
Ah, you're glutton for punishment.
Yeah. I can't leave Phil alone.
I got you. So tell us, what was so different from 2012 to 2015? Tell us.
Yeah. So like I said, whenever we first decided to go into this venture, we knew that Sand Green, ordering all the bricks from Sand Green, if we were going to find a Bricklink store that had all of the elements that we needed, it was going to be super expensive. And then if we found it from multiples at a reasonable price, we'd be paying shipping from half a dozen, if not more, stores. So we changed up the color. So the big differences are the color from sand green to dark tan. We use plates instead of bricks. And then, but other than that, really the floor plan is the same. We detailed the interior and really tried to get as close as I could to the original. To just show how similar it is. And I guess if you look at the top, like that little peak, those lines really line up. But if you look at the bottom, because it was a different angle, probably they were further away zoomed in or closer and zoomed out, but something gave it, the floor is on a little bit different angle. I guess.
Right.
It's on a different plane, I guess is the right
Mm-hmm.
word. So the pictures don't line up exactly, and that bothers me a little bit, but we'll leave it alone for now.
It don't get no closer than that, man. You definitely on you right on. You hit the nail on the head on that one. So then you take your build, because like you're a glutton for
Yeah,
punishment. Then you take this awesome build and then you mount it on this magnificent hill that you made
yeah,
by hand.
yeah. Um, yeah. So looking at this rock work is painful. I despise that rock work. It was terrible. I learned so much by making that. I am I'm an individual that strives for perfection, but I'll never reach it. I think I've got a fairly good grasp at creating a a um, a rock design that gives good lines and is aesthetically it's pleasing to look at. Um,
Right.
it's got it's got it flows and it's jagged at the same time. Um, but yeah, that's difficult to look at. So we really wanted to a take such a great set that was our first set that we had built that was not out of the box, right? So we wanted to include that into our city, and we thought that well, let's put it up on this grand mountain, put it away from everything else. No roads to get to it. Maybe the ground has worn away,
Mm-hmm.
leaving this haunted house, and then we'll just take the train tracks up there. So the rock
Right.
structure that you're looking at has a train track going inside that tunnel and makes a
Mm-hmm.
loop and comes out to the left side of the screen as the as the upper portion of the train tracks makes a loop around the rock structure coming from the right side of the screen.
Okay.
We
Okay.
took the green grass and kind of wore that away and made that dye, and that's where you get that that dead grass, the tan, and then it kind
Right.
of fades into something that is quite ominous, sitting at the base of the haunted house. Um,
Okay. You
we
definitely
we
give
were,
that rustic look.
yeah, thanks.
Hmm. Right. So, tell us about this I guess this brief interview that you had at one of the brick
Yeah,
fairs. I think you.
yes. So this is not me. This is at Philly Brickfest. That is
Brickfest. Yeah.
Brickzar showing us
Okay.
his good side. Hey Brickzar, if you ever watch this. So it was funny. That's Jeremy and Andrea to the left side of the screen, and
Okay.
that is their Wreck-It Ralph mock from.
Okay.
That's the Nice Land Hotel from Wreck-It Ralph, the animated movie, and that
Mm-hmm.
is one of the dudes from. Oh, somebody help me out here! I can't remember what show they're from. Do you know? I'm bad about.
Oh.
There's only Yeah, they do lots of reviews. They had
It's the brick show, right? The brick
the
show,
Brick
right?
Show. There you go. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's Jeremy and Andrea from left to right, and then one of the dudes from the Brick Show, and then Brick Czar. He just walked up and said, "Hey, can you be the cameraman?" And Brick Czar, he's just a big sweetheart. What an awesome human. Just a really
Right.
great
Yeah.
guy. So he
Right.
said, "Yeah, sure, I'll record." And that was Jeremy and Andrea and their couple of minutes of fame at
Mm-hmm.
Brickfest Live 2016. Yeah,
2016. Okay. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Man, man, you guys sure know how to party at Brickfest of Philly.
Uh,
So here we're
yes,
looking a little bit inside your town here. Tell us about this scene we're looking
yeah.
at.
So I really wanted a different shot. my wife is really the better photographer than I am, but I tried to play around with getting, those of you that are familiar with good framing for a photo. Ideally,
Mm-hmm.
you want material on the left and right, and generally for good subject matter, you don't want it dead center. You
Right.
want it off to the side just a little bit. So we just wanted to get like a picture that a visitor might take if they were visiting our Lego city. And I also
Gotcha.
got
Gotcha.
a low shot like this to kind of not show those windows in the background. So
Mm-hmm.
this is the city square. That's the tree that was at like in the center median of the entrance of our city, and
Mm-hmm.
then so it's got kind of a tunnel vision. You've got the tree in the foreground, then you've got the tree in the middle ground, and then in
Mm-hmm.
between the Statue of Liberty fig, and then there's the archway that goes underneath or through the apartments of the Lego modular, and then you can see the train station all the way through there to the back. So it kind of draws
Yeah.
you in, and everything it's an attempt at getting a neat angle on a normal setting.
Right. Right. Yeah, good way to cover the focal point. That's
Uh,
awesome. That's
Thank
yeah.
you,
That's an awesome photography.
thank you.
So now we're looking inside your train station. Take us inside.
Yeah. So as we were young builders, we really started by taking a Lego set,
Mm-hmm.
and you notice that most of the Lego sets are kind of unfinished. Even if it's a modular, there's nothing on the interior. You've got to add to it, or if
Right.
it's a set that is intended for maximum playability, it's got no back on it to allow
Mm-hmm.
kids' hands to go into the back of it. So what we did is we finished in the backs of these of the train station, and then I thought,
Uh-huh.
well, over in Europe, they've got walkways either under the train tracks or over the train tracks, and there's really, a lot of train stations are on both sides. So why don't we get two train stations? So it's out of the box, two train stations built, rearranged, and then we actually closed in the outsides that you can't see, closed off those kiosks. Um, they actually hinge up or swing up to allow you to place and manipulate and do stuff. And then we found a picture on either Instagram or Flickr or Pinterest
Mm-hmm.
of someone making a train station using train tracks and getting that arch. And then
Right.
we just ordered, I think it was like 380 clear one by two panels, and
Mm-hmm.
then kind of put all those together. And then that whole roof is on a hinge. It can be unsnapped, hinged up, and it can be propped up so that you can work on the inside, manipulate things, and then close it back like a toolbox latch or a toolbox hatch.
Right. Right.
So that was again trying to get a different view of a portion of the Lego City that some people just don't get a chance to see. I like
Right.
it though.
Awesome. I like it. Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. A lot of detail. So, folks, if you're looking at this, you can see this wonderful mock that RuBrick is showing us right here. But his mocks has mocks. Now, what I mean by that is that inside this wonderful mock on the side, or you can see here on the corner here, there's another mock here. Tell us about that.
What are we
You
talking
have
about again?
the corner mock you hear, the smaller
Okay.
version you got here on the
Yeah.
corner, right here on the corner.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was and that's one of the 3-in-1. I think that was out of the box, a set
Mm-hmm.
that was, I think it was a newspaper stand or a toy store
Mm-hmm.
or maybe some other type of little stand. So again, we took a set out of the box, and then and actually, if I think back correctly, that particular set, Aussie Bricks sent us, and I built, and that was like the AP stream, like hideout. I had him up there, and I turned the top floor into like a gun store, because you know Ozzy Brooks is always known for his toys, and I wouldn't say shady dealings, because that would insinuate the wrong things. But there's just some gray area with Ozzy that we're not real sure about, right? So that was originally like a clamshell style build. We we put that on a 32 by 32 base plate. I think those measurements are right. Whatever the green base plate is, we closed it up so that it couldn't be opened. It was no longer clamshell style, and then permanently affixed it to that base plate. We tiled everything in around it, and then we detailed the heck out of the inside with tile and interior and doodads, gadgets, and whoozy what's its to kind of, you know, bedazzle it. And then to the right of that corner store is a water feature that is at the base of the mountain. We've got a lonely, slightly inebriated fisherman that's passed out, and yeah. Good times. Yeah, that was. I missed that portion of the city.
Awesome, awesome. Here's a closer look at that.
Yeah. And that was a picture taken before we tiled everything in and kind of polished it up. You can see that the studs are still exposed. But yeah, that was fun.
Alrighty. Is this the start of that waterfall?
Yep, this was the got water photo.
Yeah,
like the got milk, we got water.
Got water, yeah.
Yeah. So that was us showing that we were going to be adding a water feature at the base of the mountains, and how we were. So this was a daily photo, just showing intent for what we were wanting to do.
Okay. Is this another like mini build, or
Yes, so this was a build. This was a build challenge. And I think I can't remember who. Maybe this was one of the AP stream build challenges. I think it was maybe Ozzy. I don't remember, but it was so back in the day. The Saturday stream would give a build challenge on one Saturday, and then you had the entire week to build something to be shown off the following Saturday. Oh, that's what it was. So back in the day, and I'm sure there's still nightmares. Ozzy's got someone mentioned the anti-Chima squad, because everyone knows that Ozzy Bricks has a great disdain for Chima. So this was the build challenge was to create a mock showing, you know, the anti-Chima squads, the ACS, the anti-Chima squad. So that is the like a SWAT team coming in with the Craggle, and they've got their little claw grabber, and they're going to go into a cave, which allegedly there may be a Chima inside of there, and they're going to take care of him, right?
Yeah, nice.
We were on a road trip. My wife and I came back, and we built this in like 2 hours, I think. We were struggling to get everything done so we could post it in time. That was fun, really fun. Yeah.
Looks fun. Looks a lot of fun. Yeah, a lot of detail on that right there. Yeah. this water, I'm really digging this water. I mean, you get the natural curves in it, and then not only that, you have the terrain of the mountainside you have here, and
Yeah.
not one not one corner is the same. You got definitely a variety in range on this mountain.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't take credit. We saw that build design for the
Hmm.
water. That water,
Hmm.
we absolutely loved it. And I hope I'm not wrong. And I know I've said before, I think it was Leonardo da Vinci that
Hmm.
posted that water. I
Hmm.
think, or it was Tyler. And I apologize for not remembering that. I will sometime this week. I will look up so that I can correctly give credit where credit is due. But both of
Okay.
those,
Okay.
Leonardo da Vinci and Tyler, are absolutely fabulous builders and are extremely inspirational to me. That's who
Mhm.
I strive to be like. Yeah.
Okay. I
Um,
definitely got to look it up because I mean, you
yeah.
definitely put in works of art. So,
Yeah. Wonderful.
uh, here's the close-up shot.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it kind of looked like Hoosier a little bit.
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. All right, so tell us about this body of water that you're doing here, and tell
Yeah.
me what are you achieving in here? Because I see a lot of gray plates. Tell us what direction you're going.
Yeah. So this is post city destruction. So
Mm-hmm.
we built the city up as big and as grand as it was gonna be, and then we decided to tear it down so that we could make it bigger and better. We really wanted a greater water feature.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so this is us making a 48 by 48 times 4 base plates river
Mm-hmm.
water structure, and using that same building style with the clips underneath the trans light blue tiles to
Okay.
create depth. It really gives um, a nice glistening feel to it. You're not really sure where the bottom is, and that's because the clips grab the bottom of it. Um,
Right.
yeah, and then you can see just in the corner the old style stone railroad bridge going over the river. So this
Mm-hmm.
is where we started with the rebuild of the new city. We figure that we need to start at the bottom and work our
Uh-huh.
way up. We knew that we wanted to have the river as low as possible and then kind of work everything up from that.
Okay.
Having, creating um, variation, we wanted terrain and multi-platform, just more depth to the city than working on a single plane, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, it does. It does. It does. Right. So this is the breakdown of that bridge and that water.
Yeah,
Is the first stages of that?
it was. Yeah, that was us making the very first river plate
Mm-hmm.
and the stone bridge right after we were kind of done with it. It changed a little bit more. Actually, I guess it's not done. So this is just an update post because it's the railroad um, pieces are still exposed. You can see there in the center where it's light bluish gray. We ended up
Right.
covering the train tracks with tiles.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
And
and
here's
that's
some of the texture of that. That is. You go ahead, sir.
yeah. So that's showing the water and then the shoreline of the
Mm-hmm.
beach.
Yeah, this bridge is amazing,
Oh, thank you.
man.
Um, so this is how we've decided we wanted to have the train trestle.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so that's the rock work to to the side of it. Trying to play around with the new style of terrain building. You know, I'm still learning every time I delve into the plastic bricks, but that's the water, the bridge, and the incline working its way up to the bridge.
Okay. Okay. Man. All right. Here's the I guess the second layout here.
Yeah.
A lot of time, a lot of work into this. You can tell. You can tell.
Yeah, a lot. And actually, there's already plans to redo the water.
Mhm.
We just, you know, we have high hopes and big dreams, and we just want more. And we're never really satisfied. And I think my wife gets frustrated with me because I see other great builders that are out there, and then I see what I've created, and yeah, it's cool, and it's great. It's just not, you know, expletive awesome. You know, just dropping 4-letter words. When you're clicking through Flickr and you see something that just makes your jaw drop, and that's what I want. And I don't think we're there yet. We'll
Okay.
get there. We'll get there. Positive mental attitude, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you break them down and you build some more. You know, you
There you
break them down
go.
and build
Yeah.
more. Everything's a process.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
But I do
That's it.
think this layout is very, very, like Rob said earlier, it was very dreamy, very, very
Yeah.
dreamy.
Yeah.
It is. A
Thank
lot
you.
of detail, a lot of detail. Here's another shot of that. Now you added the, what's that, the little, look like a boathouse, maybe a river
Yeah.
house?
Yeah. Looks like a little fishing hut. This is our fishing hut prior to
Mm-hmm.
the release of the new Lego Ideas fishing shack, or I guess it's a
Right.
fishing shack. Um, but so yeah, this is maybe like a little riverside cabin that someone doesn't really live in all the time. It's just their getaway location for dropping a string in the water.
Okay.
And actually, where I had this on display at
Mm-hmm.
Kids Fest in Camden, Ohio, 2017. Yeah, January 2017 in Camden, Ohio. My lug
Mm.
displayed there. So this
Okay.
was, if you zoom in, look dead center. There's
Mm-hmm.
a Neo lug brick right there, and that is representing my lug. But
Ah,
yeah,
okay.
that
Okay.
was a great layout. Really like that.
Awesome. All right, here we have look like the is this the tear down or you're
No,
starting
this is the build up. So
okay.
we already know that we're going to be moving probably within the next 6 or 7 months, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And ideally, we want to make this so that it is. We want to make the city so that it's travel capable. We would like to be able to maybe get it to where we would want to take it to a show, if we can get it to where we're happy with it. And in order to do that, we really need to start at the bottom. So those are 48 by 48 base plates, and on each corner, you'll see the red bricks, the yellow bricks, blue bricks, tan. In each corner of the 40 by 48 base plates, those are Technic 1x4 bricks, where we can connect those plates together. So the intent is to put the entire city raised up one brick by one plate, tied
Uh-huh.
together with Technic bricks. So even no matter how big we get this, the city will still be modular. We can take a building off, and then we can take a rock structure off, and then we've got everything mobile via 48 by 48 base plates. In idea,
Ah, okay.
in theory, yeah.
We always a theory. Always a theory till it
Yeah,
happens, right?
yeah, yeah.
So then
Mhm.
you actually, and I see how this is coming into play. This is one of the things that I do enjoy about hosting this show, because I'm actually learning how to actually build, and by looking at other people's work, then you actually break everything down into step by step here. So I'm enjoying this.
Oh,
I
great.
know you're talking your head off, but I'm really enjoying. I'm really
Oh,
enjoying this layout you got.
good, good. Well,
So
thank you.
tell us what
Yeah.
phase are you in on this one?
So this is we got all of the 48 by 48 base plates um,
Mm-hmm.
covered with. I think it looks like we've got. Uh, I think just about everything. Everything's like 80% covered. All the 48 by 48 base plates are covered with filler brick and plates throughout the whole thing. And then you'll see the 2 by 4 in the bottom left-hand corner of the image, and that is how high we want to raise it up. Originally, we
Okay.
wanted to keep it, keep it, holistic and use only brick. But man, oh man, I'll tell you that just with the filler brick and the spacing um, underneath those plates and above the 40 by 40 consumes so much brick. We decided we were going to raise it up. We figured a 2 by 4 would be high enough for now, and then we could take it up higher later if we want to. In
Yeah.
theory, we're going to raise it up 2 by 4 high, and then there's going to be a
Mm-hmm.
rock wall surrounding the downtown, or that city, the town square, like there
Mm-hmm.
was on the old rock structure surrounding the Monster Fighters haunted house in the previous city. Everything's going to be kind
Oh,
of
okay.
raised up, and you can see there's like a mock-up of the rock work just in front of the 2 by 4.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that's just kind of a an update of where we were at the time.
Okay. Okay.
And there we are
Uh,
with the 2 by 4 2 by 4 with MDF on the inside of it. MDF is medium density fiberboard. It's just like a particle board.
mm-hmm.
Inside of the surround of that 2 by 4 frame,
Right.
and that little archway on the front left corner that um, of that square is where the city wall is going to be. Remember, I said it's going to have an old city wall, like an old
Mm-hmm.
castle wall with
Right.
new city buildings on the inside of it. That's we were kind of trying to mock up where the archway is going to be, and kind of playing around with a couple of different build designs of
Right.
the archway. So actually, now that I see, we haven't quite covered all of the plates in that previous photo. We just laid out the modular buildings on there to kind of see
Mm-hmm.
how far we wanted the spacing. We're kind of playing around. Are we going to have a road going around the city square, but
Mm-hmm.
inside of the peripherals of the left and right lateral limits of the buildings?
Right.
So yeah, as we pulled all the modulars back off, pushed those to the back side of the city. Now you can see that not all the 48 by 48 base plates are covered, but they they are now.
Right. Right. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Yeah. Wow. Okay.
And there we are. A picture of the town square.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of playing around with some of the rock work in the front right corner of the front right half of the city wall. So that's going to be rock work, and it's going to go up to a rock wall. It'll go
Right.
up maybe, I don't know, 10 to 12 bricks high. It'll be a
Mm-hmm.
distressed rock wall, and then instead of having everything on a flat plane, we really wanted to have it increase in elevation as it goes away from where the camera is at now. And that's why you've got like a retaining wall in front of the Parisian,
Right.
and then in front of the barber shop and the pool hall,
Right.
it gets a
It's
little
higher
bit
and higher.
higher,
Yeah.
and then in front of the bank. So as you go back past the bank, that'll be the highest point, sloping towards the camera down will be the lowest point. So we've not really come up with exactly how we're going to do that, but we just know that instead of everything being flat, we want it to be a very uneven, not chaotic, but realistic surface.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
Get that definitely that 3-dimensional feel.
sure, yeah.
All right. So
Yeah.
here's a lesson on how to build proper I guess rocky terrain, because
Sure.
I got you. You know, here's one, here's two,
Yeah.
and as you go on, it's gradual into this work of art. Um,
Yeah.
how many hours something goes in? Because I notice this is what I do notice, and maybe I haven't seen every build, and but you have a base to this, and I'm looking at the base of this, and you're actually connecting the brick sideways and then
Hmm.
mounting them on top of this rocky terrain.
Yeah. Um, yeah, this was fun coming up with. The reason I started making this type of structure is because I liked the haunted house so much. It was going to
Hmm.
be the first Philly Brick Fest that I could go to. I wanted to hang out with the crew, um, and I wanted to take the haunted house, but I didn't want to just let it set on the table. I wanted to create a structure that was kind of like a podium, kind of like
Hmm.
a vase shaped um, podium, or like a structure, a platform for a great building to sit on. But instead of it being just normal, just square or blocky, I wanted it to kind of flow into or work with the theme of the haunted house. So I thought that,
Hmm.
the haunted house, it was old and left alone. So I named it Alone and Unafraid. Um, that's a little rib jab at, uh, at bricking it up. Hey, bricking it up. How's it going, dude? And then so I wanted to create this pedestal. I guess is the right word that I'm looking for. And I wanted a
Yeah.
rock
Yeah.
structured pedestal that was kind of pedestal shaped. It was podium shaped, and then but really resembled a rock work. So if a building was sitting there and then just weather, just erosion had taken everything away except for this last building that was standing. And
Right.
then I couldn't just have those slopes run into the table. They needed to be framed yet again. So
Hmm.
I thought I would come up with almost like a splat or a blob structure laid on its side. One wasn't enough. If one is okay, then two is better. So double up those those bricks, and then I used a modified 2x4 bricks, and then I used those studs on the side with correct interval, and then came up with a structure that I could start building onto. And this is actually the rock work for the greengrocer, which
Hmm.
I mimicked the haunted house structure, with a little bit different lines. It flares out more towards the top instead of tapers up.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. You see that?
and
Yeah.
that green piece up at the very top was supposed to be where I wanted to stop. Because
Okay.
once I start building, I get carried away and
Yes. Get carried away.
Yeah. So that's my stopping point. That's why that one green
Okay.
piece is up there.
Okay. Okay.
And there we are.
And
Oh, I
here
love
we
that.
are. Yeah, that's beyond awesome, man. I
Oh,
mean,
thank
you
you.
can tell
Thank you. Thank you.
that's a real work of art right there, man.
Yeah, and you know, I can't take credit for that. That is, it's a Lego design. Um,
Mhm,
the basic structure is off of the greengrocer that
right.
they discontinued. They retired years ago. Had they not
Mhm,
retired it, I probably would have just bought the original and built it and been happy with it. So out of necessity of the first set being retired, wanting to go to plates, and then I just kind of building off of that. This the greengrocer yet again was built out of plates, and super happy with it. Not satisfied yet, but I am happy. I've got more work
gotcha.
to do to it. It's not done.
Right. And
Yeah,
that is the reverse side. It looks very
yeah,
distressed here from here.
yeah. Yeah, it's supposed to be like a near, not quite medieval, but early. I'm bad with timelines, but I don't know, maybe late 1600s, maybe an apothecary or an apartment in. Yeah, I guess those. Maybe it was an older structure from the 1600s that they just kind of built like a newer, more modern structure on top of modern for maybe 100 or 150 years ago, maybe 100 years
Hmm.
ago. And then so it's really old with brick and rock structures at the bottom, and then there's wood on top of that. And again, I'm bad with timelines. I don't know, but that's the whole idea behind the rickety green grocer. Is it's very very distressed. It started out as a rock wall on the bottom, um, and then has aged very not so well, I guess.
Right, right. Yeah. Gotcha, gotcha. All right.
There's the
And
haunted
here's
house again.
the haunted house again here.
Yeah,
And
and
here's
there
them
we
side
are,
by side.
tying it all together.
Awesome view.
Yep, yep. We're currently working on the what is that? The Grand, not the Grand Emporium. What's the blue one? The blue modular. It's the hotel.
Um,
It's
yeah,
the
the Grand Hotel, right?
yeah, the Grand Hotel. So we're currently we have a lot of the parts, not all of them yet, but we
Mhm.
will be um, building the Grand Hotel in the same theme, and then distressing it, putting it on top of rockwork, and then I don't know, maybe they shall be boxed and traveled. We'll see.
It's Market Street. Market Street. Shout out to
Okay,
Big Sue.
okay,
I
thanks,
couldn't.
dude.
It was in the back of my head. I just couldn't think straight.
Yeah.
All right, so I actually did this in reverse, but this is the cleanup. This is the destruction part of it.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I think this is the layout for the new. Yeah, this is the
Hmm.
layout for the new city.
Hmm.
And this is in the Lego room. So the 9 48 by 48 base plates is the surface area of the city square.
Hmm.
You'll see the green stripe there. That's the river, where the river's going to go, and it ended up being 48 by 48 instead of the 32 by
Hmm.
32. So that's a much larger river. This is the, yeah, I do miss the old, I kind of regret taking the old city down, but
Uh-huh.
that's an old brick built road with our overpass.
Right.
Um, we were sitting in front of the TV after we bought, I don't know, several thousand 1x3 light bluish gray bricks, and we were putting them all together. What looks like random, but there is a pattern to it.
Right, of course.
And building these roads, and then I got like a 6-foot piece, and I went to go pick it up in the middle, and when it sloped like that, I was like, oh man, that looks like an overpass, you know, like a road.
Ah.
And then that's how that came to fruition. Yeah.
Ah.
I do miss that layout though.
Yeah, it was a nice layout. It was. If you only had more room.
Yeah.
You can see your cities coming to life in this shot right here. You're putting in some of your installs. You got the train station.
Yeah. Yeah, these are all still the tearing down of the first city. But still good pictures. I miss it.
All right. Let's see here. All right. I learned a lot today, good sir. I did. I very much enjoyed this thing. So a few more questions before I let you off the icebox. Just a few more.
Sure. What you got?
You say you're on your way back to the streams. You never left Lego, but you had to make a break from streams for the family life and everything, and do some outdoors things. You ever think you'll go back to bricks on, bricks off?
Yeah, definitely. I've already talked with the cool kid, and I dropped a hint at him. He might have thought I was joking, but I would like to. I'd like to get back and hanging out on Fridays and doing the Bobo bricks on bricks off. Yeah, definitely.
Well, you heard it here, cool kid. You have a co-pilot for Bobo, so get off your lazy tuchus and make it happen. All right, get that guy out there and do something. That guy don't do anything. Get him out there. Get him out there and do something.
Yeah.
So, RuBrick, the same similar question that I asked mostly all my guests. So, you're a 60-year-old RuBrick, right? And you come across an 18-year-old RuBrick. What does that 60-year-old man says to that 18-year-old?
Oh, I think that that's a deep question. I have a habit of meddling in people's business and giving people advice that is not always wanted. So first, I would make sure that my opinion was wanted. But if they're asking, at the end of Bobo, every time I did Bobo, I would do a safety brief. 20 years in the military, every Friday before we let our young Marines go on Libo, we'd give them a safety brief. And it's all of the important things that people need to be reminded of to be a decent human being. I have a foul mouth. I just know when to turn it on and when to turn it off. Okay. I can turn it on and turn it off. I don't always know when to. But I think that it's good to be reminded of what a dickhead we can be sometimes. Ultimately, you can be happy, be a good person, take care of yourself, take care of your body, take care of and I just realized, are we talking about Lego or are we just talking about life in general? And if the question is life in general, or if the question is Lego, ultimately you got to look out for yourself first. So I think we all need to be nicer to each other, and I think the world needs better people, nicer people. We need to look out for one another, and and build some Lego. Have fun. And I think people need to stop being so dick-ish. I usually use a different word, but amongst mixed population, I'll keep it clean. But just we need to be better people, and I'm not real satisfied with the state of affairs in the world right now. There's all kinds of just nasty things going on with nasty people. So, you know, and I'm not this way when I'm not on the stream. I just realized that earlier. You know, I kind of got on one of my soapboxes. There's something that this camera does. It turns me into a big hippie. I come all, you know, want to hug a little bit more and you know, drink more beer and just be all happy and build more Lego. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No.
Yeah, people just need to stop being assholes and build more Lego and be nicer to other people, and everything else will work out.
Right.
So, you know, take care of yourself. Take care of your bricks. Don't bite them. Don't bite your
Right. Yeah.
Use your brick separators.
Definitely. Keep your teeth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Mr. RuBrick, I appreciate the lesson tonight. I did truly learn a lot, and I think that the AFOL community welcomes back your presence. You do have a lot to say, and you do have a lot of work to mold this community. And in the chat, they're listening, man. So, you know, I hope, I know that you're going to make your mark because you made your mark, and the folks miss you. So welcome back, good sir. I'm glad you're back. And so, folks, that's going to conclude the tonight's show. If you're missing it, definitely go back and watch it. It's definitely insightful. It's definitely, the guy has a lot to say. And I'm sure that his email is open. So in his instant messenger is open.
Sure.
If you have any questions, you know where to find this guy. If they don't know how to find you, sir, how do they find you?
I am on Instagram at just RuBrick, all one word. And then I've got an email, lego.rubrick@gmail.com. I'm also on YouTube. Yeah, I think I've started a YouTube channel. The videos are really old, but you can see where we came from. And I promise we've got plans to get the YouTube channel back up and running. We're going to be documenting where the city is going and big plans for the future. Thank you for having me on. I really appreciate. I missed being in front of the camera. 20 years in the military, I can be a chatty Cathy, and I get in front of my platoon, and those guys have to listen to me. They have to stand there and listen to me until I'm done. But here, people can check out and leave whenever they want. So if I'm ever on a live stream with anybody else, and I get too chatty, I get carried away, don't hesitate to let me know. Don't let me know don't hesitate to let me know that I need to kick it back a couple of notches. But thank you for all the support. Thank you for all the nice comments. Thanks for the follows, the likes, the subscribes. It has been an awesome journey. January, we're coming up on our 3-year anniversary. Big dreams, high hopes for the future. I'm seeing some new people in the chat. A lot of oldies and goodies. Big Sue, thank you for your order this past week, and thanks for rattling my cage for getting me to open things back up. I do appreciate it. So I'm seeing all the names here, but I'm sure I will be catching up with you all in the future if I don't know you. So thank you much.
Yes.
It was fun.
Yes.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you for your presence, man. I truly appreciate it.
Yeah.
Well, folks, that's going to be the show for tonight. Be sure to tune in Wednesday night at 9 o'clock. DMV Brick Bros show is on. And we are liable to say anything, so please put your kids to bed on that night. Uh, and tune back in next Monday, 9 o'clock, for more on the Icebox with Iceberg. All right, folks, with that, I bid you peace, love, and more Lego. Good night.